Again, we can improve cervical range of motion by getting the diaphragm to stretch, get the rib cage to move. We're going to talk a lot about the scalenes today with Craig. Again, the scalenes attach onto the first and second rib. If those ribs can't depress when we exhale, then we might have an issue with range of motion through the cervical spine. Okay, again, we can change muscle activity around the SCM and the traps by getting people to breathe through their nose. Again, we change the variability through the breathing pattern, and we can get a lot of good gains. Okay, so again, we nasal breathe, we slow the breathing down, we get some movement variability, we give the diaphragm more time under tension, we get the rib cage moving, we'll change a lot of this stuff. So again, this stuff isn't hocus pocus. We should be able to clinically reason why this stuff works, and we talk a lot about that today. You're going to see us blow some balloons up today. Again, rather than just being gimmicky, we can actually see why we're starting to see the changes that we're seeing. Okay, and then the pelvic floor reactions, all we have to think about with the pelvic floor is that the pelvic floor is going to contract as the diaphragm lengthens eccentrically. As the diaphragm concentrically shortens, the pelvic floor is going to eccentrically lengthen. Okay, it just does the opposite movements to the diaphragm. That's going to be very important for the glutes and for the pelvic floor. Big thing here is the structure in how we do this, and that's what the go-to therapist mentorship is giving you confidence and clarity and structure to take someone through from the initial assessment right through to the high level. Okay, and that's what you're going to see today. So the big thing, my kind of process with this is let's restore ribcage mobility, give you a full range of motion, which we'll look at today. That's going to restore the ability of the pelvic floor and diaphragm to lengthen and shorten, rather than worrying about trying to isolate the diaphragm or anything like that, which I think would be very hard to do. Then we're going to work on desensitizing the chemoreceptors. So you're going to see me today do a lot of prolonged exhalations with a pause. What we're trying to do there is we're trying to desensitize those chemoreceptors, and then we're going to help the person get back into rest and digest. Okay, so a very quick overview of the PDF. I'll put the PDF under this video as well, so you can download that and have access to that as well. But there's a lot of good benefits to exhalating for a prolonged period, getting the rib cage to go through a full range of motion, and then slowing the inhalation down so that we can change our respiratory variability, or breathing rate variability, or breathing variability, which will change our heart rate variability, which will help us to get into rest and digest. And then we'll see a lot of good reactions happen in the peripheral tissue, such as altered length tension relationships